15 Things You Didn't Know About Emily Ratajkowski. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello Aluxers, and welcome back to another amazing video. This time we're looking into the life of one of the most beautiful women of the moment, model and actress Emily Ratajkowski. Born in London and raised in the US, Emily rose to fame when she appeared topless in Robin Thicke's controversial video for Blurred Lines. Her modeling career progressed, transferring into acting, and she even racked up a couple of Sports Illustrated cover shoots. What makes this beauty tick, though? Alux.com is dedicated to becoming the world's best resource on the most glamorous and beautiful people in the world. So here are 15 things you didn't know about Emily Ratajkowski. Number 1. Her father is artist John Ratajkowski. Ratajkowski grew up in a very artsy, intellectual household. Her mother is a professor of English, her father a painter and art teacher. They lived in wealthy areas of London before moving to San Diego, California. She was lucky enough to travel around Europe when she was young, too, taking trips to Ireland, Spain, and Italy. All of her summers were spent in Ireland until her modeling career took off. Number 2. She signed her first modeling contract when she was 14. The young Emily was signed to Ford Models when she was just 14 years old, and her first jobs included catalogs for Nordstrom and Kohl's. Her modeling career has continued to go from strength to strength, and she has since been featured in Harper's Bazaar and walked for designers at New York and Paris fashion weeks. Number 3. Her first acting roles left a lot to be desired, and her manager discouraged her from pursuing it. After signing up to a modeling agency, Emily pursued some acting roles with Disney. Unfortunately, she was often cast in stereotypical pretty girl roles, which both her and her manager at the time disliked. He didn't think it would do her career any favors, so encouraged her to wait until better roles came along. Looks like he was right. Number 4. She used to regularly visit nude beaches with her parents. Cringe. With such liberal, artistic parents, it's no wonder that Ratajkowski found herself on nude beaches in Europe repeatedly during her childhood. Her father often painted nude figures, too. Perhaps this gives us some insight as to why she was so comfortable appearing naked in a music video. Number 5. Her character in Gone Girl is not flatteringly described. Ratajkowski played Ben Affleck's mistress in thriller Gone Girl, a character who is not well loved in the novel. She is described as an alien and a blow-up doll, but this probably suits Ratajkowski quite well, as she's keen to explore more interesting and divisive roles in her acting, rather than just playing the pretty girl. Number 6. She didn't get on with her contemporaries at college. Emily Ratajkowski studied art at UCLA, but didn't particularly enjoy the social side of things. She said she felt like a complete outsider because all of her roommates were blonde sorority girls, and she didn't fit their mold. This contributed to why she dropped out, as well as feeling the art world is insanely elitist. Good idea to choose Hollywood then. Number 7. Ratajkowski is an advocate for women's reproductive rights. It's easy to overlook a woman as beautiful as Ratajkowski and think she's an airhead, but it couldn't be further from the truth. The model and actress is an advocate for Planned Parenthood and women's reproductive rights. She also vocally and publicly defended Kim Kardashian for posting copious naked selfies online, standing beside her literally and fighting against body shaming and slut shaming. Number 8. She faced immense pressure from family to hide her good looks. In a letter written for Lena Dunham's website, Lenny Letter, the model and actress wrote about her childhood and how overt sexuality was discouraged. She said that teachers, friends, and the adults around her were more often the ones to make her feel uncomfortable or guilty about my developing sexuality. Her mother encouraged her to keep a low profile when she began to develop and grow breasts. Number 9. Some naked photos were published by a photographer without her consent in 2016. Photographer Jonathan Leder published a book of nude photos featuring Ratajkowski before Blurred Lines without her permission, causing her to speak out publicly on Twitter. Originally, she said she didn't want to because she didn't want to generate any more publicity for the photographer, but felt forced to speak out about them being a violation. Number 10. Ratajkowski is glad that Blurred Lines was criticized. When Blurred Lines was released, it came under fire for being misogynistic and promotion of rape culture with its lyrics. The video was Ratajkowski's breakout role and made her famous, but she's not worried about the criticism. She believes that anything involving naked women and dressed men should be criticized or at least inspected. Number 11. Bianca Jagger and Patti Smith are two of her inspirations. Despite being a picture of femininity herself, Ratajkowski loves Patti Smith's androgynous style and has said that she likes playing with male silhouettes. She also loves experimenting with sexiness and having one part of your body showing rather than an all-or-nothing approach. Number 12. She was offered her part in Gone Girl 30 minutes after her audition. It was Ben Affleck who suggested Emily to Gone Girl director David Fincher, and she was ultimately quite shocked that they took her so seriously, because she wasn't used to that kind of treatment in auditions. She thought she wouldn't hear back for days, but got the call in just half an hour after the audition. Number 13. She drives a very modest Nissan Versa. You'd think that a supermodel and actress would have a Porsche or a Ferrari, but when asked about her cameo in Entourage, she said she couldn't be further from her character. In the film, she drives an Aston Martin in full hair and makeup, but the real Emily is more down-to-earth and drives a Nissan. You're probably more interested in the more expensive cars, right? We thought so. Here are 15 things you didn't know about Lexus. Number 14. Her intellectual parents wanted her to be a doctor. The Ratajkowskis had big academic ambitions for their daughter. They wanted her to go into medicine. Model scouts were after Emily from a young age, but her mother insisted that her daughter was going to be a brain surgeon. Number 15. She's faced a lot of rejection. When looking for movie roles, she's very strict about what she auditions for these days, but that doesn't mean that she's a shoo-in. Ratajkowski was passed over for a film adaptation of The Seagull and a part in a Philip Roth novel adaptation too. It's very easy to overlook Emily Ratajkowski as just another model and actress, but when you read more into her, it's clear that she's much savvier than people give her credit for. Thank God she's been able to move past her roles in Disney shows, because it looks like her acting ability is getting noticed. What kind of role would you love to see Emily Ratajkowski take on next? Can she go beyond playing the pretty girl? Oh, you're still here. Well, here's something else that's pretty interesting about Emily Ratajkowski that you probably didn't know. Her artsy liberal parents were such intellectuals, they never owned a TV. It's incredibly ironic that she would go on to live her life on screen. When Emily auditioned for the Disney show iCarly, she'd never even seen it. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to Alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.